everyone. It's quite motivating to see a packed house, It's like everybody is out for lunch. We already had the team engage felicitation, which basically means that whatever we are speaking is not going to make much sense. Anyways, I want to start with a very short video about ourselves. I thought it was supposed to come, that's why I was taking time. Can we play the video, please?
Tune in to thetechie.com for your daily tech dose.
This is Jacqueline Fernandez shooting for the one and only Exhibit magazine.
The Exhibit magazine.
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 Exhibit magazine. Exhibit for the second time.
So that was us. My topic is robots and the fashion industry. So that's why it's important to show how we are connected with the fashions, Our philosophy has been to merge technology into lifestyle, and we have always had a lot of Bollywood celebrities and a lot of famous personalities on our cover. So as we go along, I'm going to show you a couple of videos more, which is not for exhibit, which is just to emphasize the point that how robots and how fashion is getting interlinked. So let's start with the presentation. Do you have a pointer, or I'll just give direction? So that's the topic. The next slide, please. Before we talk about the topic, already there is this hotel in Hina in Tokyo in Japan, which is fully operated by robots. It's a freaking idea, but imagine you enter into a ITC, and instead of the beautiful receptionist, a robot is greeting you in. In fact, if I am the one who's coming inside and checking in and a robot is there, first I'll take the robot and go away. Anyways, in Tokyo, as you know, real estate is very expensive. There is nobody else except security people and some cleaning people who are in the hotel. Everybody else is, yeah, thank you. So you go up, right? Perfect. So I was recently there in Tokyo, I couldn't get a room because it's full, and it only cost $80, which otherwise in Tokyo is very expensive. They had a very interesting, in the room, there's a very, I would say, call that a future of ironing and cleaning. And there was like an almirah where you can keep your shirt in a hanger. It cleans it on its own with air technology, petrified air, plus it irons it. It's actually very, very intriguing. So next time you're there, probably you can check. If you guys have been to cruise, this is for you. Royal Caribbean has a bartender who is a robot, who serves basically 1,000 drinks a day. Now, it's not very big, or how it's going to make sense is because in a cruise, there are at any point of time some 3,000 people, and the bars are very busy. An average bartender, a human bartender, would serve about 250 drinks a day. And this robot, with precision, with perfect alcohol, no mixing of drinks, and will serve you 2 drinks in a minute. So it's getting more mechanized because it's high seas, and abroad where bartenders are as expensive as our Ivy League MBA institutes in India. So it's quite a thing. US, in fact, I had met a marshal in one of the flights in US. Uh, US is completely getting combat ready in terms of wars, and they have robots who will actually go to war. So they have completely, by 2030, in fact, the Army General Robot has said, one third of US soldiers will be all robots. And one another interesting thing is that he said that, there'll not be wars where you're actually fighting with the guns in the border. There'll be wars where if you can throw a virus and people collapse, you win the war. You know. So there's very interesting pharmacy in San Francisco where you won't find any human. You can't ask for prescription. The robots picks up the prescription. Robots give you the drugs. So it's already robots doing everything completely without a human interface. You pay by credit card, and that's it. If you look at in farming, especially in countries like New Zealand and Austria, where people are less and expensive, robots does all the regular chores like, harvesting, cleaning, plowing, and they do most of the work. Of course, in India, we can't think of it. It'll get stolen, first thing. But the point is that also because it really solves a big purpose otherwise, which is not getting solved. Bomb squads, that's another big, I think bomb squad is another area because humans can't go close to a bomb beyond a point because it gets a little scary, when you don't know what to do. So the robots play a very, very big role there. Housekeeper. There's a robot called Robot 9450, which is a floor cleaning robot. And there have been a lot of testers who have actually said that this robot grunges the floor, does scuba, does sweeping, does gutter cleaning like better than a Bais. So there's another big area where I think data, AI, and robots play a big role. The two areas which I think is very important is one is, of course, medicine. Second is legal. When I say legal means in US, what happens, especially because it's actually prevalent in US, the legal fees are like you can buy a big property in Bombay if you file a case in US. So the attorneys, this robot can actually do a doc review, which basically means that it will search millions of cases in not much time and pull up all the records, which otherwise you'll have to manage a lawyer and they go through the manual records. So it's a very big thing. In fact, the service is given by Blackstone Discovery. And in terms of in future in legal and medicine, this is going to be a very big boon. Before we move any further to the topic of Tech Fashion Door, I'll show you a very small video. We as Exhibit have a property called Tech Fashion Door. Okay, the video started. So 4 years back, we actually flown in.
Never seen before in any other fashion show. It is literally the show where fashion meets technology because we have robots coming out on this very ramp, performing a perfectly coordinated and choreographed ramp show for you right here, right now.
So what you see is we had and 4 years back, we had got robots on the ramp. So this was a robot doing a choreographed dance. It was quite a spectacular thing. And now, of course, as robots have advanced, they actually do a walk as a model. And as we grow forward, I'll show you a couple of things more. So robots are practically everywhere, as we've seen. It's growing day by day. Of course, it costs millions of dollars, so of course you have to see whether it makes sense to replace the man-hours, job lost, and makes sense to have robots replacing some of the thing, and some of the areas where actually they add a lot of value. Already in fashion industry, there are robots which spray clothes, which stitch, etc., everything. And designers, I've been interacting with a lot of designers, and we have had some international designers come to our event also. They've always meditated to have a complete synchronized robotic system where they could do complex of designs without much display because, the carigars have a problem, they don't get it right, The labor sometimes is very expensive, especially in abroad countries. Even in India these days, you don't get the skilled thing for workmanship. And I'm sure if Sabyasachi or anybody who have been there, they all are working towards automation. They all are working towards looking at areas where they can get the patterns and everything choreographed and designed by a machine. So as a result, a lot of many complex designs which was earlier not possible is possible today because of the simple use of technology in a big way.